Back here at Camp Arena, let's go check in with sideline reporter Jordan Grimes with Nathan Bruns.
Okay, Nate, you had the ball in your hands a lot today. You took advantage of most of the touches you had. When did you feel yourself getting hot today?
I thought I really shot the ball well from the three-point line today, and that opened up a lot of other things. So I think just shooting it well early really helps.
Also, you guys had a lot of good scoring off the bench today. How can that contribute to the success you guys for later in the season?
Yeah, our bench is really good. We got a lot of faith in those guys that they're going to go out there and they're going to play their tails off, and I think you saw that tonight.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you very much, Nate. Also, thanks to Jordan Grimes. Oilers, if you're just joining us, dropping an 80-77 contest. Coach Shardo with us here, and we talked in the pregame, these two teams have so many, as you know as well as anybody, so many great matchups between these two programs, and we get another one here. Unfortunately, Oilers just not on the smiling side of the scoreboard, as they say.
Yeah, it was, we put ourselves in a position there at the end. Obviously, we've had great battles with these guys over the years, and a lot of them very important games, and whether it's in the GLIAC tournament in the past or the NCAA tournament. And usually when these two teams get together, you see a good college basketball game, and I think that's what you saw today. And unfortunately, the Oilers just came on up just a little bit short, like you said.
Take us into that last. It's a very tough situation. They end up making it 1.5 seconds. It's not like you got time to run a whole lot there. Talk about the conversation in the huddle with the team.
Yeah, we have two actions that you just need a hair bit, and we actually ran one of them earlier in the game. Nate ended up getting a post catch, but we have some screening action behind that to get the three. We just didn't, and Nate's, and usually with what we ran there at the end, we knew we needed a three, and with only 1 second left, that makes life a little bit tough, because usually it takes a couple actions to free somebody up, and you need just a little bit more there. So we put a little wrinkle in at the end of that, and they did a pretty good job. We thought Mason would have a better opportunity to get it off quicker. And because he can, a little like the Tyler Evans National Championship, right? That'd be difference between even a Bostic or, somebody trying to get it off in that situation. Mace can kind of rise up a little bit. But they defended it pretty well. I'd have been interested if we'd have made the pass. So he was going to the opposite corner over there. Andrew, I told him, if you don't feel good thinking that that's there, then we'll use Nate as an outlet, and at least we get something up at the rim and we don't just throw it to them. So I'd have to see the video to see for sure whether or not he was going to be open. But those are desperation type situations. Those are tough spots to be put in. Really, the possession before was the one, when you're down one with the ball. Coach, I know, is kicking himself a little bit for not calling a timeout. Obviously, if we'd have scored on the play, he'd have said, well, I'm glad I let him play through it. It's just, hindsight a little bit there. So it was I give our guys a ton of credit. We were against the wall a little bit there down the stretch, and we battled back and gave ourselves a chance to take the lead with under 5 seconds to go. Unfortunately, we didn't score on that possession.
Well, I think if I told you and Coach Ernst that before the game you were going to shoot at 49% from the field and 54% from beyond the arc, I think you would have been thinking in your mind you're going to be celebrating a win. But when the other team is shooting 54% from the field in general, boy, it just really was offensive haymakers going back and forth. It was two really good. I feel like it's two good teams that executed pretty well. They are a team that has a lot of, and when I say a lot of really good three-point shooting. And they get a lot of those in transition, and they get a lot of those with guys coming off of whether it's staggered screens or, elevator-type screens where two guys kind of close the doors behind guys, all kinds of different actions. And I thought our guys did a tremendous job of guarding all those actions. But there's always give and take, and what we gave up then was a little bit more of the screen and roll, a little bit, it spreads you out a little bit more, and so that's maybe why they shot a little higher field goal percentage. They shot a lot of baskets around the rim, but maybe we took away the three, but maybe got beat a little bit more by the two today. It's give and take. They're a darn good team, and we had to make some decisions there on how to defend them, and unfortunately, they made a few more of those plays than we did. Yeah, 44 points in the paint for them. But I think the thing that's going to get lost is this actually was a pretty good defensive game by both teams. It's maybe not going to show necessarily, but I thought it really was.
I thought, there's been years where Ferris has been super talented, but maybe the details on defense weren't always there. You could get them, maybe hugging their guy away from the ball and get them on a few actions, and they'd make some mistakes. But I tell you what, these guys today, that's one of the better soundness. They weren't quite as disruptive as some of the Ferris teams of the past, but man, were they sound defensively. It was tough sledding to get good shots. I thought both teams guarded really hard, played really hard. At the defensive end, it was just a really good college basketball game. Obviously, that's tough as a coach to swallow when you come up on the losing end of that. We've got some things we got to shore up, and it ain't going to get any easier for us, obviously.
That's what exactly I was going to say. Grand Valley State up next, and you got to go to their place.
Yeah. I don't know how they did today, but they've started with a similar schedule as us, a really tough schedule. That'll be a really tough one. They'll be physical. They've got good size. I watched their game against Walsh. They were down 16-18 in that game, came back, cut it to 1 twice down the stretch. They'll be a darn good team at their place. That'll be a heck of a win. So we'll have to regroup and get our guys mentally ready to go on the road and play a really good GLIAC team.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Hey, thanks, Mike.
All right. Coach Dan Shardo, appreciate him coming and spending some time with us as the Oilers drop a close contest here. 80-77, the final.